providing you an update on the Jerry Eze Foundation Digital Empowerment Grant for young people in agriculture, manufacturing, and of course in technology. Yesterday, I told you that the grant is about $300,000 for about 100 young persons. However, my friend Tonye decided to pay for 20 young persons, making it $60,000. And of course, another friend of mine, Tonye Elumelu, decided to also pay for 20 young persons. That's not all. Nuvion Bank and Flutterwave decided to also pay for 35 young persons, making it $105,000, making the total sum $525,000. So I'm sure you know it's something to cheer about. So the fund just got bigger, and this
Jerry Eze Foundation grant expands with support from Tonye Elumelu, Tonye and major corporates. In a significant and closely watched development within Nigeria youth empowerment space, the Jerry Eze Foundation has officially announced a major expansion of its flagship grant initiative, an expansion that goes well beyond initial expectations and has now drawn support from some of the country's most influential business leaders and corporate institutions. What began as a $300,000 youth empowerment program has now grown into a $525,000 multi-sector intervention, following strategic backing from figures such as Tonye Elumelu, Tonye and leading corporate players including Nuvion Bank and Flutterwave. This update represents more than just an increase in figures. It signals a growing alignment between faith-based philanthropy, private sector leadership, and structured business development, all converging around a single objective: equipping young Nigerians to build sustainable enterprises. Welcome to EloPace TV. Thank you for joining us as we bring you verified updates, context-driven analysis, and fact-based reporting on youth empowerment, business innovation, and national development. Let's take a closer look at what this expansion means, how it came about, and why it matters. How the initiative started. The Jerry Eze Foundation initially unveiled its youth empowerment scheme earlier this year with a clear structure: 100 young entrepreneurs, $3,000 per beneficiary. What is the focus? Agriculture, technology, and manufacturing. The goal was straightforward: provide seed capital to young Nigerians who already had viable business ideas but lacked access to start-up funding. At the same time, the total commitment stood at $300,000, and interest from applicants reportedly exceeded expectation. What was not immediately clear then, but has now become evident, is that the program will quickly attract external confidence from Nigeria's broader business ecosystem. According to official updates released by the foundation, the initiative has now expanded in both scope and scale. Here are the confirmed changes. Beneficiary increased from 100 to 175. Total grant value increased from $300,000 to $525,000. Additional funding and non-financial support now included introduction of structured training, mentorship, and technical assistance. This is a 75% increase in beneficiary count and a $225,000 increase in total funding, figures that place the initiative among the more substantial private sector supported youth programs currently active in Nigeria. Key supporters who stepped in: Tonye Elumelu, One of the most notable developments is the involvement of Tonye Elumelu, founder of the Tonye Elumelu Foundation and a globally recognized advocate for African entrepreneurship. According to the foundation's announcement, Tonye Elumelu has pledged financial backing, committed to a 12-week business training program for selected beneficiaries, offered mentorship and capacity building support. This is significant because the Tonye Elumelu Foundation is known for its structured entrepreneurship framework, emphasizing business sustainability, financial literacy, market access, long-term scalability. In practical terms, this means beneficiaries are not only receiving funds but also gaining access to one of the Africa's most established entrepreneurial development models. The second key supporter is Tonye Cole. Also joining the initiative is Tonye Cole, co-founder of Sahara Group, who has committed funding for 20 additional entrepreneurs, amounting to $60,000. Tonye Cole's involvement brings private sector credibility, experience in large-scale enterprise development, a focus on building businesses that can withstand market volatility. His contribution alone expands the program's reach while reinforcing the idea that the initiative is attracting support based on confidence, not sentiment. Corporate participation, moving beyond individual donors. Beyond individual business leaders, corporate institutions have also stepped forward. Nuvion Bank and Flutterwave together. Nuvion Bank and Flutterwave have pledged support for 35 additional entrepreneurs, contributing a combined $105,000. But the support goes beyond funding. Flutterwave will provide technical and payment infrastructure support, particularly for tech-focused entrepreneurs. This includes exposure to digital payments, fintech tools, and transaction scalability. The Tonye Elumelu Foundation will focus on capacity building and mentorship, complementing Flutterwave's technical role. This layered approach, capital plus infrastructure plus training, addresses a long-standing weakness in many grant programs: lack of post-funding support. Here is why this model stands out. One of the most important aspects of this development is its hybrid structure. Rather than simply distributing funds, the initiative now integrates seed capital, business education, mentorship, technical tools, private sector accountability. This approach reduces the risk of grant misuse and increases the likelihood that funded businesses will survive beyond their first year, employ others, contribute meaningfully to local economies. In a country where youth unemployment and underemployment remain persistent challenges, this structure represents a more sustainable intervention model. Pastor Jerry Eze's position, speaking on the expansion, Pastor Jerry Eze, founder of the Jerry Eze Foundation, emphasized that the initiative reflects a broader commitment to holistic empowerment. According to him, the vision is not limited to financial relief, but focused on long-term transformation, where young Nigerians are equipped to build viable enterprises, create employment, scale responsibility within their chosen sectors. This framing aligns the foundation's faith-based mission with measurable economic outcomes, a balance that has helped attract external partners. Broader implications for youth empowerment in Nigeria. This development raises a broader conversation about how youth empowerment initiatives are evolving in Nigeria. We are seeing a shift away from one-off cash disbursements, politically driven empowerment schemes, short-term publicity programs, and toward private sector collaboration, skills-based empowerment, accountability-driven funding, long-term mentorship models. The Jerry Eze Foundation expanded grant now sits within this emerging ecosystem. Takeaways. Let's quickly summarize the confirmed facts. Total grant value $300,000 to $525,000. Beneficiaries 100 to 175 young entrepreneurs. Key supporters Tony Elumelu, Tonye Nuvion Bank, Flutterwave. Support structure cash grant plus training plus mentorship plus technical assistance. Target sectors agriculture, technology, manufacturing. While the long-term impact will only become clear with time, one thing is evident. This initiative has moved beyond an isolated grant program into a collaborative empowerment platform supported by credible institutions and experienced business leaders. For young Nigerian entrepreneurs watching closely, this expansion represents not just opportunity, but a model worth studying. We will continue to track development, implementation, and outcomes as the program unfolds. You are watching EloPace TV, where we bring you verified stories, clear contents, and accountable reporting. And if this is your first time on my space, welcome. Do subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever we post our videos. Like, comment, and share our videos. Thank you.